aboard this ship. You can do everything from floating in the Blue Lagoon to exploring the cliffs of Ireland. You can even go on slides! To entertaining yourself on board with darts, games, go-karts, and so much more. We're gonna be taking you along as we visit 5 new countries on the newest ship from NCL. It's the Norwegian Prima, and we're super excited to take you around our cruise ship experience on this inaugural sailing.
Hi everyone, I'm Steven.
I'm Giselle.
And we are the Lover's Passport, and this year we're going to be bringing you on a ton of different bucket list experiences all around the world. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see more bucket list experiences.
Welcome to the new all and improved Prima guest rooms. So if you guys have seen any other Norwegian cruise ship, if you guys missed our Norwegian Encore video, we'll link it up here. The rooms were much smaller, and these ones are much more like luxurious looking right off the bat. We have a giant couch right here, which is really nice, and then we have our bed. Just feels like a lot more spacious. And we have our little like glamour set up here with the mirror. We have our mini fridge right here. And then of course we have our balcony. This is your standard balcony room. We're on deck 9. And so yeah, this is just like a nice little 2-person room. Absolutely beautiful. A lot more space than the previous cruises we've been on. So let me show you the bathroom, because that's really the biggest improvement that we've seen from the past 2 Norwegian cruises we've done. This is the bathroom. It's much bigger than the other ones. You don't actually feel cramped in here. The other cruises, having both of us in here at the same time was not an option. The shower is a lot bigger. Just feels like you can move around in here a lot more. The biggest thing about the rooms compared to previous class ships like Encore is they're much more spacious and a little more luxurious looking. After we visited our room, we headed over to the gym. We were in the middle of marathon training, so we still had to get our runs in. And wow, you guys, the gym on the Prima is so nice. Like there's tons and tons of machines, lots of room to work out, and you can still have an amazing view while working out, which is really fun, especially when you're running 10 miles like we were. Once we finished checking out the beautiful gym, we headed out to deck 17 to watch a really incredible sunset. We are currently at the Vibe pool bar in the back of the ship on floor 17, and it's sunset. This is probably the best spot to watch the sunset on the ship. Look how beautiful it is.
The rooms in the gym were just the beginning of how incredible the new NCL Prima was. The best part about being on the inaugural cruise was we got to be out there with a ton of our friends that we had met on previous NCL cruises. The first country that we got to explore was Iceland. This is one of our favorite countries that we've ever been together. We got to go on the excursion to take us back to the Blue Lagoon. The Blue Lagoon is so much fun to visit, and we got there right at 7 a.m. so there's no one else. We had the whole area to ourselves. After that, we headed back to the ship. Before we got there, we had to stop and get the Icelandic famous hot dogs. If you want to see more of our Iceland content, we have a full Iceland guide, and you can check it out right up here.
This visit to the Blue Lagoon was much different than the last time. I'll link our last experience up here and in the description box below. But going with a tour at 7 a.m. is the best time to go on a tour. The last time we went by ourselves, we didn't do a tour group, but the parking lot was super busy, and we went in the middle of the afternoon. It literally looked like nobody was there in all of our photos and videos this time, and it was such a nicer, more relaxing experience without the crowds. So if you can book a tour, if that's where you're going on an excursion, try and do the earliest one possible.
The food on the NCL Prima was personally my favorite part. They have 17 different areas where you can dine on the ship. Our favorite was probably the Indulge area. I really liked it because it gave it kind of a modern food truck area. We could go to one food truck for tacos, we can go to a different food truck for some Asian food. That whole area was so much fun to explore and grab food. That's where we spent most of our time.
And it's cool because you have like almost like little iPads or computers at each table, so you can just order what you want from any of the different restaurants and it'll all come to your table. So super streamlined and very easy. So we did have 2 sea days this sailing, and you would barely even notice because there's so much to do on the ship. So what we basically did for a majority of the sea days were a lot of the outdoor activities. There's a full go-kart racing course on the ship, and we spent quite a few hours out on that racetrack. Our friends are very competitive, super fun if you guys get the chance. It is an additional charge, but I definitely think it's worth it, especially on a sea day when you want to do something else. Not only is there a go-kart track, but there's also virtual reality gaming room. There's a beautiful spa where you can get a couples massage or any kind of massage, facial treatment. We already talked about the gym. There's also a whole area where you can go mini golfing and play darts and so much more, so let's dive into it. I personally loved our time relaxing at the Mandara spa a lot. We decided to do something different. We've never gotten a seaweed wrap before, and so we opted to do a couples seaweed wrap massage. It literally felt like I was gonna be a sushi. But it was really cool and it was so relaxing, definitely worth it. Unlike any massage I've ever had before. So if you're looking for something different that you're not gonna get at a typical spa, definitely try the seaweed one out.
I think one of my favorite parts too was being able to go down all the fun slides. On the ship there's water slides, there's regular slides, there's one that literally takes you from floor 17 all the way down to like floor 9. Alright, here we go!
Enjoy. 4, 3, 2, goodbye.
So much fun to be able to hang out up there. There's a bunch of different outside activities to do when it's a beautiful day, and if it is a little stormy outside, there is an inside Galaxy Pavilion. The AR and VR virtual reality games that they have on there are so much fun.
A lot of people think that cruise ships are only for older people, but I feel like that's absolutely not the case. So after we went to the Galaxy Pavilion, they had some DJs on board and we went over to the new theater, which converts into a Vegas-style nightclub, you guys. Like, it is crazy. It was so cool. It literally looked like a nightclub. And all of us and all of our friends went out and we were front row for Cheat Codes, their really big DJ, and we just had a really good night. It was so much fun and felt like a really awesome concert. And you totally forget they were on a cruise ship. Like, not once did I think we were on a cruise ship. It was absolutely so much fun. And of course, the best thing about cruising, we went to sleep that night after the really fun concert and woke up in a brand new country.
The next day we woke up in Ireland.
So we just docked in Cork this morning. We are in Ireland for the first time ever, and we are out here exploring some hidden gems along the coastline. We're currently over in this little off the beaten path area. There's a beautiful abandoned castle. We're only here for about 5 hours today, so it's a really quick excursion, but we're excited to get a little taste into what Ireland has to offer.
We are at our second stop here in Ireland. We don't have too much time, so we just wanted to pick a few beautiful cliffs like this. We're at the old head of Kinsale right now. There's actually a golf course on the main part of it, so you can't actually get there, but there's a really cool fort here. It's a stunning view of the coastline that most of Ireland is known for. Make sure to stop and try some fish and chips in Kinsale. There's tons and tons of beautiful places to go and explore. I would recommend like an hour there maybe to go through some of the streets, check out some of the cool vendors before moving out, but it's a great stop if you're looking on this side of Ireland. That is my favorite part about cruising, is you get a little taste of all the different areas. So we didn't spend a ton of time in Ireland, but it was enough for us to get off the ship, go check out 2 or 3 things, and then be back on the ship before we headed out to the next country.
So after Ireland, we headed over to the UK and we docked down in Portland, which is another area of England that I have never been to before. If you guys have followed us for a while, you might know that I have family in London. That's where my dad and my grandma live. And so I've always visited London when I go to the UK. However, I've never been this far south. So this is about 3 hours south of London. And my breath was taken away. We decided to do the Durdle door excursion, and I literally had done like 0 research for this excursion, which is very unlike me, but my breath was taken away when we got up there. The beaches were beautiful. I had no idea that there were like these stunning beaches so close to London, because when I think of the UK, I think of rainy weather most of the time, and these beautiful like big cityscapes, not necessarily beautiful beaches. So I would highly recommend, if you guys are doing a similar cruise itinerary, absolutely go check out Durdle Door. Ironically, our guide was like, nobody has ever spent the whole time down here for the excursion than our group, because we basically had a private tour. It was us and all of our friends, and we got to hike around all day, got some more fish and chips and some pies, and just had a really great time. Definitely recommend checking out this area of England, even if you're not on a cruise ship. So the next day we docked at Le Havre in France, and it's about 3 hours away from Paris. But we decided, why not? We're so close, we might as well do the Paris excursion.
It was my first time in Paris, and it was so much fun to be able to explore the area. Giselle had already been, and we'll definitely go back, but we had 3 missions on our first trip there. We wanted to go and pop some champagne under the Eiffel Tower, which we did. We wanted to go and find a French baguette to bring around with us for a little snack, and we wanted to find the best croissant in all of Paris. And surprisingly, we did all 3 in our time there.
We only had about 3 hours to explore. That is one of the downsides downsides of choosing this particular excursion, but you do get a good taste of Paris in that amount of time if you know where you're going. We hustled. I think we saw every view of the Eiffel Tower possible. Look up any guide, like most Instagrammable spots of the Eiffel Tower, and I think we checked out every single one in 3 hours.
The last country that we visited on our NCL Prima cruise was the Netherlands.
I love the Netherlands. I studied abroad in the Netherlands when I was in college, and so it was so nostalgic being back in Amsterdam. This city is one of my favorites in the entire world, and I think Steven now says that too.
It was so much fun.
We only had one night here, but we got a lot done. We got to go explore all of the different canals. We tried some local cheese shops, some local French fry places, which if you guys have ever been to the Netherlands, everybody loves their cones of French fries and mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is weird if you're an American, but like it is very accepted over there. Highly recommend some spicy mayo or some garlic aioli mayo. It's delicious. The highlight of our night was checking out a little bar next to the Anne Frank house and then spontaneously deciding to go on a river cruise down one of the canals, something that I had never done before even though I had visited previously. And it was so much fun. You can just book it on Get Your Guide. I'll put the link down below. That's where we did it last minute, literally the same day. And highly recommend. Seeing the city at night was really, really beautiful, and we got like a whole squad of like 10 of us on, and it was just a good time.
It was a little bittersweet because that was the last place we were going with our group of friends that we were on the NCL Prima with. So we were saying bye to some of them, but we were super excited because we were getting ready to head over to Switzerland.
And if you guys missed our proposal story in Switzerland, we'll link that down below and up here for you guys to check out. We have more Switzerland content coming too. Our 9 days of Norwegian on the inaugural sailing at Prima's come to an end, so we're all packed up and we're about ready to go. Next up, we are off to the Amsterdam airport and we're flying to Switzerland, so keep an eye out for all of that content to come. We're super excited. This is a really fun week and we had a really great time. We always love sailing with Norwegian. We did one back in December that you guys can check out here if you guys missed that, to the Caribbean. We did one in Hawaii. We'll hopefully get that content out soon. We're super backlogged on videos. But yeah, it's been really fun. We made a ton of new friends. The itinerary was amazing, from Iceland to Ireland, UK, France to Amsterdam. Really fun cities, and we can't wait to take you on the next adventure. If you guys want to join the family, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures like this. We do everything from cruises to national parks to hiking and camping and road tripping vlogs and other forms of international travel as well. So make sure to hit that button and we will see you guys on the next adventure.